We are on the patio here at the Courtyard Marriott as the YSU Penguin Club holds their jamboree just inside the doors to our left. Once again, joined by Coach Phillips. Penguin Club, I know it's very important to you.
It is. I mean, they support our young men in a lot of different areas and feeding them and doing different things. They support all of the athletic teams at Youngstown State.
Well, Coach, we'll talk about the Racers from Murray State, a team that we really haven't had to talk about. 1987 was the last time they played. 1986 was the last time down in Murray, Kentucky. They're two and.
You all right, Dana? I'll say 2-8. We're 2-8, Dana. I'll help you. I'll help you out. And you know what was funny is I talked to Coach Tressel, and he gave me updates of what they did in 1986 when they went down there. But you know, they're an OVC, former opponent of Youngstown State when they were OVC. They made the transition into the Missouri Valley. Dean Hood, very respectful coach. You know, he was the head coach at Eastern Kentucky, and they're building something. And when you watch their body of work and what they do in games, and I told you earlier, you know, are we a 31-3 better team than? No, teams got to make plays in a game, and when you don't, those games can open up. And Murray State's been in games all the way to the end.
See, I get all choked up talking about a new opponent, Coach.
Yes.
Let's show the graphic. I mean, their quarterback is DJ Williams, a pretty good quarterback.
He's really athletic. You know, 2 years ago, he was the freshman player of the year in the Ohio Valley. So he can beat you with his arm, and he can use his legs. And he's big, and he can run.
Coach, this is a new place you're going to. You guys have not been there. So how do you approach that, or is it same as usual?
Same size football field. I mean, you always try to approach that, you know, it's going to be same size football field. You kind of, you know, it's probably a little bit like Indiana State, where stands are on one side, like the old ice castle when stands were on one side. So, you know, for us, it's a challenge to get on the road, and you got an hour bus ride into the game. But the key is being focused, and the key is, we always talk about it, execution on Saturdays.
We talk about road focus. You've talked about that many times. When does road focus begin?
It begins right on Sunday night when you start introducing the next opponent. And it goes throughout the week. And every week, you know, we'll focus on Tuesday, Wednesday on Murray State. Tomorrow we'll focus more on us and our plan to win. And on Friday, we start talking about what it's going to take to be able to go down there and win a football game.
We'll take a look at the rest of the Missouri Valley Conference football schedule, because there are some big games that come into play in the final week of the regular season. And Coach, one of those is North Dakota and Illinois State, and Northern Iowa and North Dakota State.
Yeah, and those are big games, and I can't really worry about them, Dana. I got enough on my hands, and you know, we got to go down and just finish. You know, that's one of our Penguin fundamentals, is finish. And we got to finish this season and finish with a 7th win, finish at 5-3, put ourselves in the top 4 of this league.
Coach, I know the committee does what they have to do. You know, they don't talk to you, they don't talk to any coaches. But your resume kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it?
I mean, we lost to two number 1 teams, and you know, the 3-point losses to South Dakota, we can't take those back. You know, we talk about that with our kids. We buried a hole by losing those games, tried to dig ourselves out of that hole. You know, but for us, our resume is what it is, and you know, I think this year's a lot different from last year. We got 7 teams ranked in the top 25, and you know, 4 of those teams play each other this week.
So it's going to be interesting. Keys to the game on Saturday, Coach?
You know, keys to the game is always up front. What we do on our offense and defensive line. Can we establish our run game, which was, you know, non-existent this past week? Can we stop their run game? And special teams, we've made way too many mistakes. We got to be mistake-free.
Well, special teams, they played well last week. There was a little bump in the road. I know you'll correct that.
There was, and those are things we got to learn from and make sure they don't happen.
Coach,
again.
we appreciate your time. Good luck on Saturday against Murray State.
Thanks, Dana. Go Gwins.
When we come back, we'll visit with the Director of Player Development for the YSU football team when Penguin Game Day continues.